One of the questions that I always get is, Maya, we speak our native language and English. Isn't it enough? Isn't knowing English simply enough for us? Well, it is. Sure, English is the language of the world. By knowing English, you can already do a lot, and you can feel safe anywhere. Being a polyglot and speaking more than 2 languages is not necessarily for everyone. But here are some reasons why I thought knowing only English and my native language isn't enough. So let's get into it. First of all, not everyone speaks English. When traveling abroad, you have of course noticed that in some countries, knowing English is not that common. For example, China or Turkey. I've traveled to, for example, Turkey or China. I lived in Turkey and China for several years, and it was impossible for me to survive without knowing their language. So if you live in a country or if you want to travel to certain countries, you need to know their language in order to communicate with them. The more languages you speak, the more opportunities you will have. Of course, you have heard this sentence, and it's so true, because these days knowing English has kind of become something normal. Like, everyone knows English. Before, in Iran, when someone used to say, I speak English, everyone was like, wow, that's amazing, you can speak in English, that's great, I will hire you, you know? But now, in Iran at least, knowing English is something normal. Everyone should speak English, everyone should know it. So in this case, knowing English is not considered like a big achievement. And these days, as you all know, getting a job, getting promoted is so difficult. So you need to have a great resume. So what I thought as a 12-year-old was that I want to stand out between all those people who are applying for a certain job. And one of the things that I can do, besides having my degree, besides having extracurricular activities, besides graduating from a good university, is to have some extra skills, such as computer skills, Word, Excel, Microsoft, and languages. Imagine you are a CEO or you're a business owner. Who do you prefer to hire? Someone who has a degree from a good university but speaks more than 3 languages, or someone who has the same exact degree but only speaks their native language or English? Which one do you prefer? Of course, you prefer the person who speaks more than 2 or 3 languages, because a person who can speak 4 languages can do the job of 4 people. So, of course, it's more efficient for companies to hire you instead of them. So, this is in terms of job opportunities. You will get hired easier if you speak more than 1 language. You will get promoted, you will get a better salary, and you will get more job opportunities outside your country. You can travel and work abroad and make more money. In terms of studying, since I was able to speak in 9 languages, I have different opportunities to apply to literally any country that I wanted to. So I could apply anywhere in this world and get a scholarship easily, because the more countries you can apply to, the more scholarship opportunities you have. So, and I used to write that I can speak in 9 languages, and these are my certificates. So that was how I was able to get more than 4 scholarship, and I only applied for 1 country, you know. So you'll get more opportunities, as simple as that. Another thing that I love about knowing more than 1 language is that you can connect to people easier. I love to talk to everyone in their own language, in their mother tongue. Connect with them, learn about their culture, their society, the way they think, their mindset. And the only way to do that is through having a common language. A common language connects people. And I'm not talking about English, no, talking to everyone in their own mother tongue. I love this quote from Nelson Mandela. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, like English, let's say, a language that they have studied, what you say enters their head. But if you speak to that person in their mother tongue, what you say enters their heart. So, what a better reason to start a new language than this? I have noticed this several times, and I have said it in all my interviews and talks, that when I speak to people in English, they have a particular attitude towards me. But the moment I switch to their native language, the way they talk to me, their personality, their attitude changes completely. That happened to me many, many times. They were ignoring me. They were like, but the moment I started speaking their mother tongue, they were really welcoming, they were nice, they were kind. So if you really want to know who a person is, you only have to speak to them in their mother tongue, because people are nicer when you speak to them in their mother tongue. Why? Because they're just happy that someone, like a foreigner, was interested in their language and culture and has put the time and effort into learning their culture. And for them, this is the cutest thing and the most amazing thing ever. Same goes with me when I see a foreigner speaking Persian. I always get super excited and I want to be friends with them. I want to help them because I know that this person likes my culture and has put the time and effort into learning my language. And not only my language, also my culture, my country's history. And because most polyglots, when they speak a new language, they learn the culture as well. And if you are not doing this, you have to do this. You have to learn about the culture, about the country, about the geography, history, everything, okay? Keep that in mind. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying that I find it super cute. So, of course, when foreigners see me speaking their language, they get super excited and they always want to be friends with you. Before going to China, I could not speak in Chinese, and I used to think that Chinese people are not nice. I was so annoyed. I didn't like them because I couldn't connect with them. Every time I went out, I had a problem with someone in the street because they couldn't understand what I'm saying. So I was always annoyed, basically, and I didn't like Chinese people, let's be honest. And the moment I learned Chinese, everything changed. I was obsessed with China. I loved Chinese people. And now Chinese people are by far my favorite people on the planet Earth. I do love Arabs as well, but yeah, Arabs and Chinese people, let's be honest. Yeah, so knowing a language makes you have more faith in humanity and love this world and the people in it. This takes us to our next point, the fact that knowing multiple languages made me a better person. It's strange, I know, but it definitely did change me. I truly believe that the polyglot version of me is much better than my monolingual version because it has widened my horizon. It has taught me a lot about what's going on in different countries. I have become a better person because I am not racist. This is the most important thing. Many people don't like Arabs. They don't like Chinese people. They don't like Asians. They don't like Russians. And I don't know why they don't like them, but they don't, apparently. And they have some false assumptions about these countries. Yeah, Russian people are cold. Chinese people eat cockroaches. I don't know, Arabs are dirty. And every time I hear that, I'm like, what? That's not true. That's absolutely not true. Like, Arabs, when I go to their house, it always smells so good that I have to keep asking them, what do you use to wash your floors? Or what is this perfect oud, the smell? And you haven't seen a single Arab in your life. You have never talked to an Arab. You have never had an Arab friend. And you judge them just because you have heard something on the internet. Or you have never actually spoke to a Russian person in their native language to see how friendly they are. I did have this negative thought about Russians. I also thought they were cold. But that was the time when I used to speak to them in English. The moment I started speaking to them in Russian, I love them because, Russian is not a language that everyone goes for. So when I see a foreigner especially like me, like with hijab and stuff, from Iran, learns Russian, they always get so excited and so happy. The same goes with Chinese people. Like, they're always like, yeah, Chinese people are always angry, or they eat cockroaches. Okay, you see a video on Instagram and on TikTok, and you decide to believe that video and think that everyone in that country does that. Yes, it's true. There are some small parts in China that they do consume this kind of weird insects, but that's not the case for everyone. They even hate it. Like when I said this to my friend that yeah, Iranians or other people from different countries, they think that Chinese people eat cockroaches, she got angry. She was like, what? That's not true. That's disgusting. You see? When you do not know about a country, about their culture, you keep judging people, you keep judging their culture. But the moment you learn their language, that's the moment that you see the beauty in each culture and you learn about the truth behind all those rumors that you heard about that country. So long story short, learning different languages made me a better person because I started to judge people a lot less. I became more open-minded. It has widened my horizon. Now I'm not racist at all. I love all the cultures, people from different countries, skin colors, different faith. I love them all. So the best thing about learning different languages for me is not the fact that I can speak to everyone and have good job opportunities, studying opportunities, but it's becoming a better person. And I'm so glad that learning different languages and learning about different cultures, religions, mindsets, and tradition made me a better person.